and we've pulled one of our bougainvilleas that we've had at the greenhouse for a few months now. Still in bloom though, but a lot of people have bougainvilleas, hibiscus, gardenias, some of those tropical plants, even your night blooming jasmines, things that are in pots that are looking really good right now, and you want to bring them in. And what do I do? Because
you're getting to that point where it's about time.
Right, with our nighttime temperatures, yeah, we get a lot of phone calls now. I've got this great plant. What do I do? So maybe what we should do, Matt, let's just start from the bottom and work our way up and talk about this. I'm going to be careful because, of course, bougainvilleas have thorns on them. But like I said, this guy's been in this pot this whole time. He actually looks pretty good.
I'd inspect your roots, and I'd make sure that they're not too root bound, that you're not completely circling if they're to the point where they're matted so hard you can't get water in there.
Right.
And that fall is actually a decent time to inspect those plants as you bring them in.
Right.
You're also going to want to make sure you don't have any soil-borne insects that you're going to be bringing into your house.
Right, because eventually they'll appear
multiply
on your floor,
and they might even turn into winged little beasts if you see a lot of larvae crawling around.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you don't have any slugs or any active insects going on.
Okay.
And one thing that you can do is that, say you were using a systemic insecticide like Merit, and it only lasts 6 months, would be a good time right now to reapply before you bring it into the house to whack down any potential of those insects. Now if you want to go kind of on a safer side of things, and you don't use the systemic insecticide, there are organic options for you as well.
Okay.
A lot of people come up with unique combinations of vinegar, and other natural means of controlling your insects.
Tablespoon of bleach in a gallon of water. Sometimes that gets rid of the larva that might be back in there.
There are products like Green Shield and other sterilants, and also hydrogen peroxide can work out as well in that situation.
And you have to look and see how often should I use this, because sometimes it's not just a one-time deal. You might have to use it over a period of time.
And you definitely want to read the label on any of those products before you use them.
Okay.
Now also, if you have active insects on here, one of the things I like to do is have a quarantine area. So before you bring this beautiful bougainvillea into your screened-in porch, or maybe your sunroom, or if you're transitioning it into the indoor environment, you have a lot of other houseplants.
Yep.
The last thing you want to do is bring in whitefly or mealybug, or any of those little buggers, and you'll find them by inspecting the nodes and the leaves of your foliage. If it's looking bad right now, and there's significant insect damage, you can guess that if you bring it inside, it's going to get a lot worse because you've incubated that area.
Yeah, bugs like it nice, warm, and cozy. They like it where there's no airflow, so there's airflow outdoors. You bring it inside, and they get very, very accustomed to that. And all of a sudden, about a month later, you have a real bad bug problem.
No natural predators. So one of the big things is that insecticides do a lot of work and all that, but a lot of times it's the natural predators that really keep these guys in check.
Right.
And when you take them out of that environment and there's no natural predators flying around your house, unless if you got a bunch of biologicals chilling in your home, you're taking away their predator, and in that situation the pressure's gone and the insect population goes up.
Okay, so if you don't want to take your plant here and put it into an even bigger container, what we recommend, especially if it's a bit root bound on the bottom, take a serrated knife, take away a third of the roots, kind of massage it out a little bit, put a little extra soil in the bottom of the pot, get it back in there. I always recommend after September 30th, no fertilizer for a while, kind of give it a nice flush. Once you've trimmed your roots up, now what's going to happen is over the winter months, the roots are going to be growing, and we're also going to trim up on the top a little bit, so you have
so you're bringing it into balance.
You are, right. You're going to balance the plant off, and think about it, we are starting to get darker earlier, you don't have as long of daylight hours, so your plant's not working as hard, so you have to kind of help that plant along. So trim the roots, trim back the top portion. These guys would be kind of hard for me to trim because they're still in bloom, but that's still okay. As far as bougainvilleas go, try to trim it before the end of October, because if you really hack it off after that, then it loses that ability to bloom the next spring.
And you're cutting down on its photosynthesis production as well.
Yep. So, this kind of, I think, is, as far as bougainvilleas go, this would probably be about the same thing that we would do with most of our houseplants. So,
correct.
Any questions, you can give us a call here at the greenhouse. We can maybe talk you through on the phone.
And don't freak out if your ficus loses its leaves.
Right, exactly. You just remember your plants are going through a transition, and keep them on a schedule, and they should pop back pretty nicely.